Hey, thanks very much for your purchase here. This old Greco 1977 P bass, pb500 mercury, and just doing a final setup before we ship it out to you. So this will achieve a 1.5mm action at its best, at optimal. However, the way the necks are designed on these, it's like the old Fernandez power basses as well. They're not really, they weren't really thinking about playing up high back in those days. So the trajectory of the neck is designed so that the action actually gets a little bit higher as you go up, which is kind of standard on a lot of the old classic style basses. It's not like a modern build where they engineer it so the action is almost level all the way up, like an STR or a Dragonfly, for example, or an Atelier Z. It's a classic bass, of course, and this one's radius being sort of typical radius of about, I think it's like 210 millimeters radius, which would be what? It's not. It's maybe 8 inches, something like that. And we've got the saddles set up here so that it follows the radius, and there's a tiny bit of room to go down on the saddles if you want to take it down to its optimal 1.5, but we've got it at 2mm here at the 12th fret right now, and that is more than comfortable enough. And right down here, it's, you know, the first fret's 1mm, sub 1mm, and it's 1mm at 3rd fret, 1.5 at the 7th. So you've got like a minimal relief there. And if you tighten the truss any more, you might be able to get away with a tiny squeeze, thus lowering the action just a little bit more, even further on the truss. But if you do it too much, it's going to start choking up down here. So I think this is optimal, really. And in the flight, it's very, very likely that the neck is going to contract and flatten out even more. So what you might find you have to do is, after you've put it together and tuned it up, you might even need to give the truss a little bit more relief. Just loosen it a little bit, turn it to the left anti-clockwise, and that should remedy it. Yeah, as you're having it shipped neck off, you're going to need to make sure that you tighten the screws at the joint properly. You don't want to have them loose or too tight. If it starts making a crunching kind of sound, then you're going too far. You want to get it in there so that it's just, you can feel that the screw has come to a sort of like point where it's going to be a little bit tough to turn it any further. Then you know you're at the right point. But if it's not put on properly, then it's not gonna, the action's not going to be the same. The setup won't be the same, and it could damage the neck. So be careful with that. But yeah, it's playing nice. Yeah. So there you go. I think that covers everything, and yeah, it's just gonna ship out probably tomorrow or the day after, and to reach you after you get back from your travels, your vacation. So there you go. Thanks again.